says the table show how much each type of meat costs at a local deli. Customer purchased 1/4 pound of ham, 1.5 pounds of turkey, 1 pound of roast beef, and 3/4 of a pound of bologna. Approximately what will the customer pay for the purchase before sales tax? All right, so really we have to look at the price of each and then multiply it by whatever the fraction is. So for instance, for ham, it was 1/4, and that's $5.99. So I take $5.99 times 1/4. Okay, you could also just divide that by 4. That's kind of the same thing. All right, and we do want to round it. It does come out to be 1.4975, so I'm going to round that to $1.50. So I might just do this so you guys can see it. All right, so $1.50 for the ham. All right, then we're going to do 1.5, which I'm just going to make 1.5 for turkey, and then times it by $4.99. So 1.5 times $4.99 is 7.485. So we're going to round that to $7.49. So I'm going to put $7.49 here for the turkey. All right, we did 1 pound for roast beef. So that one, actually, we don't have to do any math because it already gives me the price for 1 pound. So that is $6.99. And then 3/4 of a pound for bologna, which I think that's $3.99. So I want to take $3.99 times 3/4. All right, so $3.99 times 3/4 is $2.99. All right, and then I want to add all those up, and it does say approximately, so that means I can round when I add them all up. So 150 plus 749 plus 699 plus 299. All right, and that's $18.97, which is about $19. All right, so again, usually with fractions, we're just going to end up multiplying them, all right, by the price or whatever the fraction is, and then add them all up. All right, so that would be B for 21. All right, the next one says 4 friends each flipped a coin different number of times. Alice got head 75% of the time, Mary got 8 out of 10, Sarah 17 out of 20, Ellen got 3 out of 5. What's the greatest percentage? All right, so for Alice, we know that's 75, so that's pretty easy to find. This one, 8 out of 10, I do 8 divided by 10, and then times it by 100. All right, and that gives me 80%. All right, for Sarah, I do 17 divided by 20, and then times it by 100, and that should give me 85%. And then for Ellen, I do 3 divided by 5 times 100. And you can use a calculator for all this, and that would be 60%. So that looks like Sarah had the 85%, so that's the highest. So that'd be C. All right, for 23, Martin ordered a pizza with a 16-inch diameter. Rocky ordered one with a 20-inch diameter. What's the approximate difference between the area of the 2 pizzas? So remember that area, we got to make sure we get the formula right. So area is pi r squared. All right, don't forget that they gave me the diameter in this case, so we do need to cut that in half. All right, so I have Martin and Ricky. Okay, so for Martin, he did a 16-inch. So cut that in half. My radius is 8. So we'd have to do pi times 8 squared. Remember that 8 squared is just 8 times 8, so that would be 64. 64 times pi would give me 200.96. All right, for Ricky, he did 20 inches, so that means it was 10. Okay, we want to do half of 20 for the radius. Okay, 10 times 10 is 100. And then we'd want to do 100 times pi, which is 314. All right. It does say about what is the approximate difference. So then I want to subtract this from this, and it'd be about 113. So that would be B. All right, on to 24. So we got two more. 24 says a state representative took several random surveys of adults to find the place that they visit most frequently. The average of all the surveys is shown at the table. All right. So for the zoo is 31, museum 14, park 17, aquarium 8. Said based on the table, which conclusion can be made? So really, for these ones, you got to go through each answer and see if that would be correct. So it says, on average, 50% of the adults visited the zoo. All right, well, there were 31. We do want to add them all up to get my total, how many people were surveyed. So 31 plus 14 plus 17 plus 8, that is 70. All right, and then the zoo is 31. So if I do 31 divided by 70, it's about 44%. All right, so that's close, but not quite. For B, it says on average 17% of adults visited the park. All right, so we have the park was 17, so we do 17 divided by 70 and then times it by 100. So that is about 24%. So again, close, but not quite. For C, on average, 2 out of 25 adults visited the aquarium. So remember, the aquarium was 8 out of 70. All right, so 8 out of 70 is about 11%. We'd also want to do 2 out of 25, and that's 8%, so that's not quite. And then for D, all right, 2 out of 10, so that's 20%. Okay, 2 out of 10 is 20%. We want to know if that's correct for the museum. So if I do 14 out of 70, that is exactly 20%. So it would be D. All right, so both of those are 20%. If I did this, this is 20%, and then 2 out of 10 is also 20%. So D would be my answer for that one. All right, and then last one. About my favorite, discounts. All right, everybody knows I love discounts anyway. Tony bought a $48 sweatshirt and used a coupon for a 10% discount. Keith bought an identical sweatshirt for $42.95 from a different store. Which statement is true? So really, first I want to make sure I do the discount, figure out what Tony got. So basically I can just take 48 times it by 10%. Now that's going to give me how much he gets to take off of the price. So that's 480. Okay, since it's 10%, you can also move the decimal. All right, so I have to do 48 minus 480. All right, and that would give me 43.20. All right, and then this one was 42.95. So it said, which statement is true? So it said Tony paid 25 cents less. All right. Tony actually paid 25 cents more, so that's not right. Close, though. Tony paid $4.95 less than Keith. All right, that's not right, because like I said, the difference is only 25%. And then it said Keith paid 25 cents less. And then, yeah, that would be it for that one. All right, so it would be C. All right, for 26, okay, we have another expression. So this one, we got to do distributive property. All right, so I got to do negative 1/2 times 1/4 x. Remember, we can just multiply across. So 1 times 1 is 1, 2 times 4 is 8, and then a negative and a positive make a negative. Remember, different signs, it's always negative. All right, and then for the next one, we got to take -1/2. All right, now I would add the opposite to tell me that that is really a -3/8. So we're doing a negative times a negative. So in this case, it's going to end up positive. And then I multiply across 1 times 3 is 3. Wait, was that 8? That's 8. 2 times 8 is 16. So it should be -8x plus 3/16. So it should be A. All right, for 27, erase that so you can see it. It's talking about, I think this is percent change. So it says, Erica saw a skateboard on sale for $59.95. The original price of the skateboard was $79.95. What's the approximate percent discount? So again, this is percent change, so we can take the difference between the two. So I'm going to subtract them. All right, so that would be $20 is the difference between the two. All right, and then we always take it and divide by whatever the original was. All right, so it does say that the original price was $79.95. All right, so we want to take $20 and then divide it by $79.95, and that gives me 0.25. This is the same as 25%. All right, so for percent change, you always find the difference and then divide by the original. All right, and the original is this one right here. All right, to the next one, 28. Okay, this is a probability question. It said Jane wants to pick out an outfit for the school dance. She can choose 3 pairs of pants, 5 shirts, and 2 pairs of shoes. How many different outfits can she choose from? Now, you can do a tree diagram. I probably don't have enough room for that. I remember you can do also when you do a tree diagram, you can just multiply the outcomes together. So I have 3 pairs of pants, 5 combinations of shirts, and 2 pairs of shoes. All right, so 3 times 5 is 15. 15 times 2 is 30. So the shortcut is you could do a tree diagram, it'd be pretty big for that one. All right, but when we're talking about the number of outcomes, we can always multiply the options together. All right, so that's 28. All right, 29 is talking about scale factor. All right, and also area. So it says a diagram is a scale drawing of the store to the nearest 50 square feet. What is the area of the actual store? So we need to convert all of these to feet. All right, so it's telling me that 1 inch is the same as 16 feet. So really for each one, okay, since 1 is 16, we can just multiply all of these by 16, and then that will give me the actual sides. All right, so I'm going to times all of these by 16 to get the new dimensions, and then I got to figure out the area. All right, so 16 times 3 is 48, so this side is really 48 feet. 4 times 16 for the top, and that would be 64. All right. So then I want to do, and you can use a calculator, so I want to do 1 3/4 times 16 for the side. That would be 28. So this side is 28. And then for the bottom, we want to do 2 1/4 times 16. And that would give me 36. All right, so we first had to convert everything to feet by just multiplying by 16. All right, then we want to find the area of this. So this is a composite figure. I'd probably draw a line here, and then we want to figure out the area of each rectangle. All right, so this whole thing is 48. From here to here is 28. So if I subtract 48 from 28, that's going to give me this little side. So that's 20. So for that one, I want to do 20 times 36. So it'd be 720 for the bottom rectangle. All right, and then again, we'd use this 28 here times the 64 for this rectangle. So 64 times 28 is 1,792. And then add those up. 720 plus 1,792 is 2,512. So that would be closest to 2,500. So that would be D. All right, and for 30, the last one. All right, this is a probability question. So it says a spinner will be spun twice. What's the probability of spinning an odd number both times? All right, so remember this is, when you're doing multiple spins, we call that an AND statement. So you want to multiply the two probabilities together. My odd numbers are 1 and 3 on here. So I have a 1/2 chance of getting odd. All right, and remember we're spinning twice, so I want to multiply both the probabilities. So both times it's going to be 1/2 that I get an odd, so I want to do 1/2 times 1/2. All right, and that would just be 1/4 because we multiply across. 1 times 1 is 1, 2 times 2 is 4, so that would be B.